So we appreciate Corey. The next person we want to honor is Mike Franklin. Mike is one of our members, and we did our Article 78 training last year. And Mike said, I'm going to give this a shot. He did a lot of research, and he did. He filed his own Article 78 lawsuit against the city of Syracuse, and he won. I lost my Article 78 lawsuit as an attorney, but Mike, not being an attorney, managed to file his own lawsuit and win. So Mike is here, and like to have Mike say a few words.
Yeah, sure. First of all, I never would have won without Anthony Fasano finding a piece of case law. I never would have found it myself. And basically, I used that piece of case law and cut and pasted it and customized it to my argument. And it was fantastic. Now, the whole thing was joyous for a few reasons. Number one, the city of Syracuse has 33 people in their legal department and a $6 million budget, and I beat their ass. So that's joyous to me. But also, previous to suing them, basically they were egging me on, begging me to sue them. So I said, okay. And but first I went and got an opinion from the Committee on Open Government. And I had a very nice conversation with Kristen O'Neill, I believe it was, the younger Kristen.
I think Kristen Smith.
Kristen Smith, yeah. And I think that she's great, you know, and she's very straightforward. And she and I had a long conversation, and she knew exactly what I was talking about. But then when it went to the other folks who do these things, all of a sudden the whole thing got turned upside down, and they wrote a decision that was the opposite of what she and I talked about. And what they did is they used a piece of case law that also the city of Syracuse was using from 1998 for a General Motors manufacturing plant against Messina, whereas my case is residential assessment data. It just wasn't even relevant. But the Committee on Open Government considered that to be the relevant case law, and so did the city of Syracuse. Until Anthony found me this case, Eckel versus Nassau County, which was recent and blew that other case out of the water. Done deal. You know, I mean, that's really what it was. And that just the disingenuous behavior of the assessor and basically the attorney, it was just mind-boggling, their behavior and their delay. And they were trying to filibuster the judge with all volumes of nonsense to confuse the judge. But I got to tell you, this judge was fantastic. It kind of revived my trust in our judiciary, because the guy's a CPA. I voted for him because he was a CPA. I figured a CPA can handle civil matters, and he sure did. He knew exactly what was going on, and he put in some stuff that I wasn't even familiar with, and I was just blown away by what it is that he did. But it's all the Public Officers Law 89. And one thing I was going to suggest, Paul, when you I watched your training video on open meetings law and FOIL. I would suggest as you're talking that you reference the sections of the law so that people can reference what you're talking about. And so that's what this is that there's certain sections of the law. There's one here that let me see it. It was they basically there's a section of the Public Officers Law that was put in there specifically from keeping them from taking a sue us attitude. But anyway, it's all sections of it's 87 2G is what my case was all about. And I just focused on that, use that other case. And I want to encourage everybody to look at New York State e-file. You just Google NYS e-file. It's the unified court system stuff. You can search the cases and you can see everybody else's cases. You can search out lawyers to see if they win. There's all kinds. It's fantastic. You should check it. And when I did this lawsuit, it was like $400 in filing fees. You know, I had to pay a guy to do the service. So maybe I had $600 into it in a year's worth of time. But I never went to court. You just do the whole thing through the webpage, and you just type stuff up in Word, save it as a PDF, you upload it, and you have to run to the bank to get it, notarized and all that stuff. But you can do the whole thing through New York State e-file. So I encourage you to browse that website. When you go into it, on the left it says search as guest, and you can search out all the cases. So, but anyway, it was a great joy beating the city of Syracuse. and the ramifications have been very significant. So now when I send out my FOIL requests, I put in C. Michael Franklin versus City of Syracuse and Echo versus Nassau County. And I tell you the impact. Tompkins County, there's only one assessor in Tompkins County. And for the past 3 years, he's evaded me. Well, I appealed him, and I cited Michael Franklin and all this kind of stuff. I'm getting everything now. I'm getting everything from the city of Syracuse. And I even had a small town in the Catskills mess with me. They told me that they wouldn't give me the data unless I got permission from the property owner. I said, I can get the data from every property you have in this township. And so I sent the FOIL appeal in there. Now I'm getting everything. And so what I encourage everybody to do is create some boilerplate on your FOIL email that has some legalese to let them know you mean business. And if you have to appeal, don't forget to carbon copy the Committee on Open Government, because just the other day, this town up in Adirondacks was playing games with me. They wanted to charge me for copies. I go, I don't want the copies. You print to a PDF and you email it to me. You can't charge me for copies. So I wrote up the appeal, carbon copied Coog, and Kristen responded immediately and told them, if you can print to a PDF, you must provide it. And so don't forget to CC Coog on your appeal.
All right.